All right, what's going on, y'all? Welcome to the end of the year podcast, and we just got so much to get into. And well, we got two guys that joined us the other day, and I couldn't really get into everything because we lost connection and everything. But I'm glad that y'all, both of y'all came back, and we got four new guys. And let's start with you, Dave. Go ahead and introduce yourself, man.
This is Dave signing up, 187. I'm glad to be a part of this podcast. I appreciate Real Gamer 27 letting me be a part of it. Thank you, man.
I appreciate that, man. And I guess you next, Mr. Vixia.
What's going on, people? Crazy British Gamer here, joining this podcast, The Real Gamer 27. Real privilege to be on your show, bro. Thanks for inviting me. Hope you guys enjoy this podcast.
No problem, man. I appreciate you, man. I guess you too. You next, Mr. JK Gamespell.
Yeah, this is KJ Gamespell.
Oh, KJ. I'm sorry, man. KJ.
Cool. Thanks. Anyway, thanks for letting me on your podcast and in our last one. And go subscribe to his channel, peeps.
All right, man. I appreciate you. I guess you Nick.
Nick from St. Luna Entertainment. Thanks for the invite, Real Gamer 27, and yeah.
That's all good, man. I sure appreciate you joining me again, man. I guess let's go to you with Flo.
Well, hey, man. I'm pretty new to you guys in your circle, but I'll post a link to my channel below. This is not my usual channel. I don't know why I invited this one, but glad to be finally here.
That's all good, man. I sure appreciate all y'all for joining me, man. But basically, whenever my podcast I did the other day, I wanted to get in so much more, but due to a connection issue, I just couldn't get to everything. And basically, I guess some of the topics that I want to get to today is basically how do we feel about the current generation of gaming, and basically get into basically. I guess the whole entire Lizard Squad, that issue, I know we talked about it a lot of times, but I still want to talk about it because it doesn't make sense, this bullshit, man. And another thing I want to talk about is the remasters, man. It's too many remasters, too many rehashes, man. And I guess I also want to talk about the Nintendo next generation console, the rumor. So basically, we got a lot to get into, and let's basically start with you, Dave. I guess let's start with the Xbox One price cut. Like, should it stay the same, or should it go back to 400? Because I kind of want to get into that.
Oh yeah.
Okay. I did a video on this just recently. I think it should stay the same. I don't see why Microsoft's going to jack it back up. They got used to selling consoles now. Now they're going to go back to not selling consoles. Because I was planning on getting one when I got my income tax. I was already going to buy one, but now it's like kind of questionable, which I most likely still will. Because before I got my LED TV, I was going to buy an Xbox One, but I knew they were going to do a price drop, so I was like, I'm going to wait. Now they're jacking it back up, and I think they're going to go back down with the price. I don't think it's a smart move from Microsoft. I want the Kinect bundle. I like the Kinect. I like all the features they give you. That because I like to watch TV too. Like, I'm into all kinds of shows and everything else. But I don't think it's a smart move, man, what they're doing, but that's just me.
I don't think it's a smart move neither, man, because basically if they jack the price up right next to PS4 price, you want to compare the power, knowing that the PlayStation 4 has more power, so they're going to go to the superior console. So, it's fuck. I don't know why they did that. And plus, you say you want the Kinect, so y'all already know that the Kinect itself costs like I think it's $150, something like that, just alone. So
Yeah.
whoever bought the damn Xbox One without the Kinect, they might well go and forget it because that's too much goddamn money, man. But I guess let's go to you, Vixen. How do you feel about it, man?
Oh, about the price going back up?
Yeah, man.
I think they're saying, hey, we don't want to sell many more consoles anymore. Let's just up the price, Let's reinvent the Kinect. Let's do something stupid.
That is stupid, man. But okay, that's all you got on that.
Yeah, man. I mean, Other
Alright.
than that, I mean, does it come with an increased GPU? And Cloud Edition.
Yeah, right. I guess that's a move on to you, Mr. KJ, right? Not JK, KJ. All right, KJ. How do you feel?
Basically what he said, like, it's just like a big screw you to anyone who wants to buy an Xbox One after this holiday. You hear me?
You still there? Cause I could barely hear you. What you just said.
Yeah, it's break.
Okay.
I
Oh,
think he's on that PlayStation Network, man. Shit.
Oh shit!
I don't even own a PS4.
Oh, it's fucked up.
Yeah.
Hey, repeat that one more time. Repeat that one more time, KJ. We kind of lost you, man.
Okay, so I think it's like a big screw you to anyone who wants an Xbox One at a lower price. Like, for real.
Oh, okay, yeah, it is a fucking big screw. It's fucked up, man. You know, like I said, man. What's the point? What's the point? Fucking, you know, you spending $400 on a inferior console. You might as well just buy the goddamn PS4, man. It's fucked up. I guess let's go to you, Mr. Nick. How do you feel, man?
Well, doesn't matter to me either way because I already bought mine at the lower price anyway.
Oh, that's fucked up. Man. Just rub it in the face.
But I do think they should keep the price down because I think they should keep the price down. I mean, theoretically, it is a kind of a weaker console than the PS4, but it's still like that, not that big of a difference. And I've actually owned both consoles, and for some reason, I just like the Xbox One better. But it should stay at the lower price because it's a better competitive price, and you get a lot of the same games anyway.
Yeah, that's true. Like, you know, basically, you know, everybody know with the Xbox One, of course, it's a media station. You know, we got the Kinect. You know what I'm saying? With you get to talk to the damn thing, even though it don't fucking respond back over half the times and shit.
Connect, that work.
No,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man.
I got the Connectless bundles. I got pay for that extra for that shit.
Oh, okay. Yeah, like you know, if you want to look at how much it costs to make the system, it probably costs more money to make the Xbox One alongside with the Kinect than the PS4. You know, but you know, that might be one of the reasons why they jacking the price up because of how much it costs and shit, you know, just to fucking make it. But I don't know. It's just one of my opinions. But let's go to you, Mr. Wolflow. How do you feel about it, man?
Well, I feel, to be honest with you, I don't think it's worth buying either of these systems right now yet until they really go down in price because they weren't ready to be released. And I'd like to think that Microsoft knows what they're doing, but they kind of proved that they didn't at the beginning of the generation because they flip-flopped. Like they kind of screwed themselves. And I knew when they were releasing the system they would. At this point, I would like to see it cheaper. At the same time, I'm thinking, what would be a good move for them? Maybe offer an optional subscription? Because if somebody does that, they're going to have the upper hand.
Yeah, I just think it's still gonna stay the same price because you want to look at the last gen consoles, man. I had a little rant video the other day about why the price is still fucking too expensive. Like it's still over $200. I believe it's like around $250 or something like that for a new PS3 or something like that. You might gotta spend an extra $150 to get a PS4. So, you know, it's fucked up. I just think until they drop the price on the last gen console, that's probably when they're gonna start dropping the price on the new generation consoles. You know, but yeah, that's gonna be you know, another topic that I want to talk about. You know, but I guess before we get off this topic, does anybody have any other things to say about it before we move on to the next topic?
$200 for a PS3. That's too damn much.
Yeah, it is too damn much, man.
I think, like you said, you know, you gotta look when you go to the store. You're gonna look at the Microsoft Xbox One for $400. You're gonna look at the PS for $400. Any consumer is gonna think, okay, I'm hearing more good things about this one because it's more powerful. They're gonna go with the power. Like this generation, whether people want to say something different, it's all based on. Like, everything's all about power, 1080p, this and that. That's all people care about.
America.
Kind of sad about the whole I care about power thing because I actually did own a PS4 and I thought that thing was boring as shit. I mean, I just could not. I sold that thing in a month. I'm like, I just nothing interesting about this thing.
You know what? You sound like somebody who bought the camera and was in them special after dark rooms, and you got a little bored. You and Stanley.
I don't know. I just like I'm sitting there playing things it's like they took stuff away that was on the PS3 that I liked, and it's not on the PS4. Like, I don't like this.
No, I look at the PS4 as a machine that has all the features that the PlayStation 3 missed out on. You know, with the Xbox 360 had all those multi-social features such as the party chat. Now the PS4 users can experience that. It's not the best, but you can do that on the Vita even. So really, it's just a PS3 with just slightly better hardware. I mean, none of these systems are made for graphics anyway. Really, they are all for convenience. Why do you think there's 8 gigs of RAM in them machines? It's not for power or anything like that.
Yeah, 8 gigs of RAM. They still can't finish complete games. Put complete games out.
That's true.
Hey, hold on, guys. Relax. We got us a newcomer, man. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
This is Mo, aka Derek Visger.
Hey, how you doing, Mr. Derek?
I'm good. How are you?
All right, man. Hey, we was basically in the middle of with the Xbox One and the whole, they about to fucking jack the price up back to $400, and we just recapping about the whole situation. But give us your intake. How do you feel about the Xbox One going right back up to $400 right next to the PS4, knowing that they are inferior in power? What do you think about it, man?
That's really stupid because people are starting to buy now at $350, and then you're just gonna jack it up back to $400. Like, why are you gonna do that?
I really don't know. I really wish I can tell you, basically what I was saying a while ago. I think it costs a lot more money to, make the damn Xbox One alongside with the Kinect, because it's a fucking media station, man. It has a lot more features than the PS4. They might be, thinking about that aspect. So I don't know, man. The way Xbox One has been selling over the holidays, that's fucking ludicrous to fucking jack the price up, man. But I guess before we head to something else, like, is there anything else anybody want to talk about this situation? Anything else?
Yeah, I think one of the person I already don't remember who it was. I would like to see if they have to put the price back up. I would like them to put a free year subscription along with it.
Yeah, right. Shit. That shit ain't gonna happen, man. They too fucking greedy,
No.
Before they're making their profits off this online shit.
Hell yeah. We pay all that goddamn money for the online shit, and we get fucking raped, man. Keep getting fucking hacked by the Lizard Squad, and they fucking laughing at us, talking about they're gonna hack us on this day and that day, and guess what? And they do it. And Sony and Microsoft don't do a jack shit about it, man. That's fucked up.
Before we go on about this,
I guess what's that?
I'm sorry. Before we go on, I'd like to say something.
Go ahead.
People be going. These Xbox people, they have the nerve to go like, well, hey, Lizard Squad, hacked our servers like they did PSN, but it's okay because Xbox Live went back up faster.
There's Tumbleweed.
Did you
Is
hear
anyone
me? I'm here.
Oh, Dave left. The hell? Yo, Real Gamer, you there?
Yeah, but the point is, neither one of us should be paying for it should not be mandatory because all they're doing, they're just acting as a middleman. They're not running the servers. All the game companies are maintaining the servers, and they can pull them whenever they want. We're paying for that? It's stupid. I mean, I like the service. I should have signed up for it sooner. I kind of regret not doing it, but it should not be mandatory.
I got you. Hey, I I lost y'all for a second. My connection was messing up on me. But yeah, if I do lose connection, you know, keep talking until I come back, man. Or I just send y'all a message through my phone, let you know what's going on because I don't want this happen again. Everybody.
So yeah, can you hear me?
Yep.
I was asking real gamer. Guess not. Okay, but they try to defend Microsoft like, oh, Microsoft's releasing the tools. They got Xbox Live back up faster. And it's like, I don't understand.
Yeah, but who are these people that are talking about things like that? These people have nothing better to do than bring up irrelevant topics.
They're the Xbox fanboys. Like,
You know what they are? No, they're attention whores.
They're social rejects.
Over 90% of the YouTubers are not real gamers. Look at their gamer score. They talk about games that they're playing, and they don't even play those games.
I know.
Bang bang.
Woo!
No, it's a joke. I hear PC gamers. I asked a PC gamer the other day, what PC exclusives are you looking forward to? And he said, I have no interest in PC exclusives. I knew you'd like that one, Bex.
It sounds like a lot of people from this community. It's like, oh, I hear that the multiplat's on for sale. Cool. Here's my graphics card running the game with the max settings. Hey, so do you play Counter-Strike? What's that game?
Happy for the win.
Alright, I'm back, y'all. I had some fucking connection problems. Can y'all all hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
God damn it, man. What the fuck? Well, I don't know if y'all heard me a while ago. I was basically wanting to get into the whole entire console generation mess. Like, how do y'all feel as a whole about this console generation? To me, I think it's a huge disappointment, man. Let's start with you, Dave, man.
Go on, Dave.
Yeah. Dave.
Oh, me or
Yeah.
Dave.
Okay. This generation in general has been a disappointment. I agree. I'm saying across the whole board. I own and a PS4. Oh, somebody's breaking up. And a PS4, and I had them day one, both of them. I didn't get the Xbox One yet, but the Wii U took forever to get games. They lost third-party support. That was a big disappointment. And then the PS4 just took forever. That took a while too to get going itself. Like now, it's just finally getting games. But if you took away third-party, that machine would really have nothing. So
that's true.
And even the third-party games too, they're nothing great. Like a lot of the same old games, and we're getting a lot of remakes. Like I find myself now playing remakes more than actual new games. Like I'm playing Grand Theft Auto again, and I'm like, why am I interested in playing this again? Because there's nothing that this generation really offered that was any good.
Yeah, that is pretty sad, man.
Yeah. So that's I just think the whole generation. I think social media ruined this generation.
Yeah, you ain't lying on that, man.
Nice.
Social media is ruining
That's
everything.
my honest opinion, if you want it.
Yeah. Okay, let's go to you, Mr. Vixen.
What's up? Oh, what do I think of this console generation? Well,
Yes.
I don't own a PS4, unfortunately,
Uh-huh.
but I'm kind of glad I didn't get one at launch. I mean, don't get me wrong, Killzone Shadowfall. I played that. Infamous Second Son, very good game. Didn't play it all the way through, so I can't say that. But what I played, brilliant. But from the looks of it, yeah, there is a lot of disappointment. I don't mind Grand Theft Auto 5 being remastered because I didn't pay for the game. I borrowed it for a bit too long. But I get why people are mad about the remakes, rehashes, especially because people. If you're not going to get better graphics, which they are better on these systems, if you're not going to get that graphic leap, you've got to expect those new exclusive IPs. And in a way, I have to praise Microsoft for that because they came out with more exclusives, and they came out with a lot more exclusives than we thought. They came back out and said, no more TV. It is all about the video games. You know what I'm saying? So praise them for that. But the thing is, all their games are starting to head to the PC, and a lot of us own more than one device. So they're kind of losing their place. No one really cares about the Kinect. So really, what is the Xbox One?
Oh, okay, I got you. I got you. What about you, Mr. KJ?
Um, outside of the exclusives on each console
Uh-huh.
and you on the third-party side, there's not much that came out this year that I want this year or this generation so far that I even want to get. This generation so far is a huge disappointment.
I agree.
Hopefully, let's hope for 2015 and beyond.
Okay, okay. What about you, Mr. Nick?
Uh, Basically Generation 7.5. I really just don't feel like we reached 8th gen yet, especially since we had all these, developers sitting there begging and crying for these companies to go ahead and make the next gen because they just couldn't go any further with the current generation, and yet they made games for like both systems. Like God, Watch Dogs came out for everything.
Yeah, that is true. He even
And they
came
come
out for the
back like,
Wii U,
oh,
unfortunately.
we need next gen now. We can't work with this anymore. It's too. We want to go further. And then like they got their new gen systems, and they can't even. They can't bring out like complete games. They rush them out anyway.
You ain't lying on that.
Instead of using like the 8 gigs of RAM that they seemingly wanted, they're just sitting there dropping what they can in there and hoping it sticks. And it's just not. And everybody's sitting there talking crap about, oh, Nintendo's not getting third party, which, yeah, I know it needs third party, but what was third party doing? What exactly are Nintendo fans missing right now?
Really not.
I know.
I mean, if the games were, like, actually working, I'd be like, okay, that sucks. Right now, I'm like, well, you're not missing anything if you're only on Nintendo right now, as far as third party goes.
All right, all right. Let's go to you, Mr. Wolflow. What do you feel about this console generation, man?
Oh man, I've never seen so many complainers in one community, man. People complaining about everything under the sun. Like people had their expectations way too high, and they go on about how bad games are, but they keep buying yearly releases, and it's just way too many hypocrites this generation. In my
Wolflow
opinion.
hitting them with that
Oh
truth.
my goodness, yes. I
I think-
agree 100%.
Yeah,
I think people
agree
just
with
need
you.
to try different things, and they'll find something they like, but they keep sticking to the same things and they don't take chances. That's my opinion.
Oh, okay, okay. That's what's up. I'm gonna give y'all my perspective about it. I just think as a whole, it's a disappointment because honestly, I think Xbox One and the PS4 was rushed all because the Wii U came out a year earlier, and knowing that it wasn't fully complete. That's why they had all those goddamn problems and shit. And I'm still waiting to get a PS4 because no, there ain't really no games that appeal to me on the PS4 because like Reggie Fils-Aimé said, and that what got a whole bunch of people making troll videos about the whole value situation. And he basically said about the Xbox One and the PS4 share the same continent, which they do. They both got their own exclusives, but not many. But he's right. With the same continent, they all get Destiny, Call of Duties, the Madden, NBA 2K series, they share the same content on just about every game,
And
and
then
what's that?
they try to twist it like uh and then they try to twist it like, oh, Nintendo fans, you don't get to talk because you don't even have third party.
Why the fuck should they have third party in the first place if they fucking get that shit? Why the fuck do I want to put that piece of shit game in my goddamn system? No, it ain't got. It's not even full completed game. Not even full completed game. I gotta fucking get a day one patch, and they gonna slap a goddamn day one a season pass for $20-$25. What the fuck? What
I
the
just
fuck should
thought
I
of something, guys.
Not only that,
money on something that's not even fully completed on just about every fucking game? The Master Chief Collection. I bought the game. I didn't open it. I got the reviews. I was disappointed. I'm a huge Halo fan. I took the shit back. Even Far Cry 4 had a few issues with the online, man. I don't even want to fucking bring up Assassin's Creed Unity, man. Let's skip over to that. Sonic Boom, let's skip over to that, man. Like, it's a
Yeah,
lot.
Sonic Boom was one of the I heard that was completely broken.
Yeah, and Sega, they refused to send out the reviews. What the fuck, man?
exclusive on the Wii U? What?
Yeah,
But
that
you
was
should know that game was
got
just
the most broken game out there. It says that Sonic Boom was a mess.
okay, what game that wasn't broken? What? Okay, can y'all tell me what was the last game that they brought to us that they ain't had to do no goddamn day one patches or has glitches? What? You know, tell me that. What was the last game that we actually got?
Metal Gear Solid 4.
For
I think it was like a PS2 game that I played.
Dark Souls.
God, hey, like yeah, man.
Destiny worked great at launch. I mean, the game wasn't.
Yeah, Destiny
had its
did work.
flaws,
It
but
wasn't
it
bad.
wasn't broken.
Yeah, man, that Destiny game overall, I was disappointed, man. It was so fucking too much hype for nothing. You know, they
what we're
overhyped
talking
Watch
about.
Dogs, they overhyped Destiny. You know, honestly, I'd rather play Watch Dogs than Destiny because it was just ain't no fucking innovation in that game. It's the same shit. I'd rather play Call of Duty than Destiny. You know, that's just my opinion. We lost a person and he just came back. Mr. Derek, how do you feel about this console generation? I tried to get to you a while ago, but you kind of left us. How you feel
Oh
about
yeah,
it?
I had to do some. Well, I think it started off horribly, but I don't think they should like Nintendo, Sony, Microsoft shouldn't give up on anything right now. People are saying they should like make new systems and make new stuff already. Like, no, they should ride it out and try to fix it.
It doesn't matter if they make new systems because the developers aren't finishing the games anyway.
Yeah, it's true. You know, with Nintendo, if you are a Nintendo fan, at least you looking forward. You know, at least you expecting a good completed game. As I am, I don't have a problem with Smash Brothers. I don't have a problem with Mario 3D World. I don't have a problem with Bayonetta 2. Games like that. And when Legend of Zelda comes out next year, I expect it to be a great game with no glitches, with no day one DLCs, no fucking no fucking day one patches. And I heard there's going to be an online with the Legend of Zelda. I don't know if y'all heard that, but that would be very cool if we could play online with the Legend of Zelda.
Oh
But
there's an online Zelda, like nobody will leave the house.
I didn't have any problems with Trials Fusion or Final Fantasy Realm Reborn.
Yeah, there's a few. Shadow of Mordor was fine. That's why I like Shadow of Mordor. There's no glitches in that I noticed.
I never played Shadow of Mordor. I heard it's a good game. I might just check it out one of these days.
Game. It does get repetitive like any game, but it has a great. You don't have to like the Lord of the Rings to like the game. It has its own story. It's just a good game. They made a good game, and it was one of the rare ones. That was good.
It controls exactly like the Batman Arkham game.
Yes, it does. I will agree, but but it
works.
This program and all that's different. That's what makes it different and all that stuff. How you can take over, like how you go after different ogres or whatever the hell you want to call them, and has a really good story. I think it was just a good game, but if you like Batman, it plays like Batman. It's
really?
Definitely good.
I like the Batman. What's the Arkham? What's the Armor Edition? Whatever.
Yeah, it plays like that.
It was a lot better than the Arkham Origins, because that was a piece of shit. I did not like that game at all, dude. But I guess before we head out this topic, is there anybody else want to touch bases before we get to the next one?
I'm just saying I'll probably pick up a PS4 again when they start like releasing some more JRPGs. Until then, I just really have no reason to get this.
Speaking of RPG,
I know JRPGs on the Xbox.
Yeah, at least you get it from Nintendo with Xenoblade. At least you're getting that. That's another game that I am.
Nintendo needs more JRPGs though.
Yes, they do.
I was talking to League of Winning before this whole podcast. He hit me up right before I got in the podcast, and he made sense. If you have an Xbox One or a PS4, he had both of them, and he said too, and I agree with him. They're so similar. It doesn't, and they're offering pretty much the same thing. Like when it comes down to it, the games you want are third party on those consoles, even though they're broken. I'm just saying those are the ones like Shadow of Mordor and all them. They're all pretty much the same. He said he didn't really ever see a difference in graphics. Like a lot of people say that. Some people say they see a big difference. But when it comes down to it, it's all the same. That's just my opinion on them.
If you want to be a graphics whore, why don't you build you a $1,000 PC?
I never
Get it
play
over with.
PC.
$12,000 PC.
It will be magnificent, amazing.
I heard in order to get a decent running, PC, I heard you got to at least spend $600, man. If that's true, then fuck that. I'd rather stick with the consoles, man.
You can get deals, man. You can get deals if you look around. It's if you
Praise
want to
Lord
put the work in.
Gaben.
Well, with the PC, they had a thing. They mentioned about developers. They don't, how the Wii U get the get treated like redheaded stepchildren with third party. If y'all paid attention, the PC get the same treatment, man. They do. They might not. It might not be as Nintendo, but a lot of games do skip over the PC.
I
And
think
basically,
that falls under pirating and all that stuff.
the pirating and all that shit, man. And plus they said that a lot of PC gamers rather wait until a price cut in order to buy the game.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's just my opinion on that, man. So, but
Steam sales are a wonderful thing.
what's that?
Said Steam sales are a wonderful thing.
Yeah, I'm not.
I heard good things.
But I guess moving on from that, I want to get into this whole the remaster shit. Like, how do you feel about the rehashes, the remasters? Even at the Game of the Year awards, they got their own slots for remasters. Like, what
I could not believe that. I'm like, no, seriously?
the fuck is that shit? And another thing that fucking drove me crazy. How the fuck does Ubisoft in the fucking running for developer of the goddamn year? What the fuck?
And the Last of Us
Hey,
Limited
give
Edition
me your perspective
DLC
on how you feel about that goddamn shit, man.
running at a slight 80p resolution higher.
How do you feel about it, Dave? About the
Remastered.
the remasters.
All right. To be
Get to that
fair,
first, remasters.
all consoles are doing remasters. We've seen it from Nintendo with Wind Waker, and they're going to do more. I know they're planning. The thing with remasters, to me, a lot of these games that are really selling well that are remasters are games from last generation that came out at the end where people pretty much got rid of their PS3s or Xbox 360s, so they didn't get a chance to play those games. That's why they're probably doing so well. But I believe remasters are fine if you never played them. Now, on my behalf, I played the ones I bought, but I really enjoyed them. And, I want to play Heist. That's why I got Grand Theft Auto. But I believe if you never played the game and they sell it at a good price point, like The Last of Us, you get all that DLC for $50. Grand Theft Auto to me was not worth $60 again. Even though I'm playing it, it wasn't worth $60 again because it's pretty much the same game with first-person view. And the first-person view is done horribly, bad. It's done very bad, like it was just tacked on. But just remasters in general, if you haven't played them, that's fine, but they should be sold for a decent price. It should not be $60 price tags. No. That's my I don't want to see all remasters, but if I haven't played it, that's fine. I'll probably pick it up, but if it's for the right price.
Yeah, I understand about that, man. It's like I said, my whole perspective of it shouldn't be a $60 price tag on it because yes, it was on last gen. It's fucked. It's either last gen or the gen before that. Most of the people already played it. It's just the younger crowd probably hadn't played it, but people like us that grew up during the Super Nintendo era, or maybe a couple of y'all might be old enough to play through the NES era and the Sega Master era, which I wasn't old enough, but with the whole remaster thing, yeah, I think it done got out of control, man. That's just my opinion.
Well, another thing too, if people like Wolflo said, people are all upset about these broken games, but they buy them. Same thing with remasters. They're all upset about them, but they're selling. Look at Grand Theft Auto is on the sales on BG charts. It's number 2, I believe.
It is
the top-selling game out there. A game from last year.
Yeah, I don't understand neither, man. That tells you that a lot of these consumers are mind raped. As I rant all the time on my channel, they're mind raped. But anyway, what you think about this Vixen, man?
I didn't play God of War Ascension. I did play Gran Turismo 6, but I would like to see that remastered. The only game that I ever want to see remastered, 2 games, One is Final Fantasy 12. I'd like that to come on the PC.
Yeah.
I would spend all my fucking days making a 4K pack for that game and 60 frames per second mod. Number 2 is Metal Gear Online 2. I would like that to come to the PC. So all my hackers out there in Kingdom of South Arabia, I love you motherfuckers. Could you please hurry the fuck up? So yeah, no official releasing, just people hacking shit and bringing it on the platform that
Hey,
deserves it.
you ain't looking forward to that Final Fantasy VII, man? You ain't looking forward to it? Seemed like everybody was excited about it.
You know, I played Final Fantasy 7, and that was fucking 96.
That was fucked up, man. Everybody thought they was gonna fucking remaster the game, and just look at their faces, man. That was fucking funny as fuck, man.
Notice me, senpai.
But anyway, Mr. Derek, how do you feel about the whole remaster thing? Do you think the remasters got out of control, man? What do you think, man?
I think remasters are well, they're good if it's a game that's like 10 years or older. Like, Pokemon, Omega Ruby, and Alpha Sapphire. Those games were made in 2003, 2002 for Japan, and it came out 2014. But games like Grand Theft Auto 5, which came out last year, and they're just remastering them again.
Don't forget The Last of Us.
I have to.
And The Last of Us, yeah, like, and Halo. I think they like. How many times have they remade Halo?
Ah, shit, man. And let's don't forget The Last of Us. What's the other one? The Last of Us on the PS3, the Game of the Year edition.
Game of the Year edition.
Yeah, it's coming out sometime 2015. So that's basically that's three Last of Us in a 2-year gap. So yeah, man, that's fucked up.
Like, I would love remastered games, but ones that are from like hell of years ago. You know what I'm saying? Not ones from like 2 or 3 years ago. Ones from like the N64 days, maybe some GameCube days, and from SNES days.
I mean, I would love if they make a Mario Sunshine in HD, man. That'd be nice, man.
Oh, yes.
They started doing that, then people would be upset about that if they started just remastering old games, because then it'd be like, we want new games. It would work at the same time.
All right, Mr. KJ, how do you feel about it, man?
First off, I find that shit with The Last of Us hilarious. Like, it originally released on the PS3, then a remastered version released on the PS4, and now a Game of the Year edition is gonna be released on the PS3 again.
Yeah, it is funny.
Like, that is crazy.
You didn't know about that?
Huh?
You didn't know about that? Or you already knew about it?
Yeah, I knew about it.
Oh, okay.
Just the fact that we have that happening, it's like, why? What? I don't know, man.
It's called being mind raped. Like I said, hey, it looks like we got somebody else that joined us.
Brother from another mother, one stop for gamers.
Oh yeah, what's going on? One stop. Hey, how you doing? You doing all right?
The face of Xbox.
Oh, that's not One Stop. That's hey, go ahead, introduce yourself, man.
Yeah, that's Big Dread.
It is him, but I think he has to switch his accounts because it happened last time. I think. Oh, there he is. There he is.
Yeah, go ahead, introduce yourself. You there? Hello.
Okay, y'all.
Oh, you there? We can hear you now. Yeah, we was talking about the whole.
Y'all can hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Nah, we was talking about the whole the remaster shit.
Yeah,
like,
man. What's good? What's good with y'all people, man?
Oh man, not much. Oh yeah, go ahead and introduce yourself. I didn't ask you to do that. Yeah, go ahead and introduce yourself so everybody know who you are.
It's One Stop for Gamers. Y'all already know what it is.
Man, I appreciate you for joining me, man. You know,
The new face of Xbox.
What it got me under that Kent Enoch shit.
Nah, we were basically talking about the whole entire
you get me?
the remaster shit. Like, have they went too far with the remasters in this generation? Huh? Can you hear me?
I think he has to back out.
Yeah, sometimes that happens where you have to back in and back out, and then it works. This is how Google Hangouts is.
Oh, okay. Okay. I guess until he come back. What do you feel about it, Nick? What you feel about it? How you feel about the whole
I'm
remaster
pretty much
shit?
in agreement with what some other people saying. Is like, remasters can be alright, from like a couple of years ago. But we just got out of like the last generation. They're all sitting there giving us like the remasters of that. everybody's talking about how there was the Last of Us and the Last of Us Remastered, and now it's going to be the Last of Us Game of the Year edition. I'm telling you right now, it's going to be a Last of Us Remastered Game of the Year edition too. Just give it time.
Oh yeah, it's gonna happen,
It's
man.
going to be something like that, like Game of the Year Complete Edition Remastered. It's going to come either next year or the year after, but you're going to see that too. Calling it right now.
Yeah, but what is The Last of Us selling like? Why are they making it? There has to be a reason they're making this so much. Probably because it's selling well.
Well,
yeah, that's what it is. It's selling well.
I could kind of understand the remastered edition because a lot of people went from Xbox to PS4. They didn't own a PS3, but they went to PS4 because they didn't like what Xbox is doing. So I can see how they're going to target that audience. Say, okay, well, now we get these people to play The Last of Us. Mm-hmm. But after that, I don't know how to answer that question.
Yeah, I got you, man. Hey, so are you there? Won't stop?
Yeah, y'all can hear me, man.
Yeah, I hear you clearly, man. I appreciate you for joining me. Go ahead and introduce yourself again, man. So
Oh, I just want to apologize. My PC acting retarded. But yeah, this your boy One Star for Gamers. Y'all already know how I get it down. About to show my man some love. You know how we get it. We gonna try to build this shit together. Y'all dig?
Hell yeah, we do, Dick, man. I sure appreciate you for joining us, man. And like we was talking about the whole entire remaster thing with this whole console generation. Before this topic, we was talking about the disappointments in this generation and to get you caught up. Why don't you give me your perspective on how you feel about this generation and how you feel about the whole remaster on top of remaster games?
I think a lot of people already know that the ultra super turbo hyper they know where I stand. I'm tired of that shit. But at the same time I do understand it, because at the end of the day, if you take away a lot of these remastered games that they made, it would have been even more drier than it was. You know what I'm saying? So I do kind of understand it, but at what point is this shit gonna end? It's almost like they're gonna keep on doing it. They're gonna keep on milking it. It's almost like you give a motherfucker an inch, they try to take a mile. You know what I'm saying? We basically say, all right, you want to remaster this, we'll support it. All right, you remaster that, okay, we'll support that. But now it's like you're gonna remaster this. You're never gonna stop.
That's just laziness, man. That's just laziness, man.
I agree.
That's what I think, man.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. And when it comes to this generation, I think in my last video I said that me personally, I think that a lot of people was disappointed. I'm one of them. So far, I think 2014 I was pretty disappointed. You know what I'm saying? Overall, I mean, I think that our expectations was too high. We fell for the hype, and I think that if the hype wasn't there, I don't think we would have been that disappointed. I mean. But I just think if we have to try to get ourselves to the point where when they overhype something, keep your eye on the shit. You know what I'm saying? Don't fall for it. You know what I'm saying? Because you're going to get highly disappointed at the end of the day, and it's going to frustrate the shit out you. You know what I'm saying? So, that's my take on it.
Okay, I guess give us your take about about how you feel about the console generation as a whole. Are you disappointed or do you like it?
I'm not. It's kind of tough. Cause we still got 2015. I'm gonna just get my thoughts on as of right now. I'm not that happy, but I'm not to the point where I want to pull all my hair out my head, jump off a bridge and shit like. I'm not that mad. But I mean, we know that they kind of rush these systems, and I think that's what bothers us the most because we know they could have done better. I think that's the problem. Us knowing they could have did damn near twice as better than what we're receiving is what's pissing us off. But my personal opinion, you know what I'm saying, as of right now, I'm not really that happy.
Yeah, me neither. I'm not that happy neither, man. But I guess how do you feel about it? Oh no. Did we get to everybody?
No.
Who did I miss?
That's me.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
All right, so I'll tell you what's up. I'm going to tell you the truth about remasters. Because I've never been a fan of them to begin with. At the same time, I understand why they do it, and it doesn't really affect me because the only remaster I bought this year was maybe Tales of Symphonia Chronicles, which is like a package of 2 different games. Love that game, but as far as the remasters go, I think it's funny because I always hear people talking about how, oh, from 720 to 900 or from 900 to 1080 resolution doesn't make any difference, but you're buying a remaster from 720 to 900. That's kind of a contradiction right there. So I don't understand that, but it doesn't really affect me, and it helps the developers by people buying them. So at the end of the day, it is what it is, man.
Oh, I got you. I got you. I guess before we get off this topic, is there anything else anybody want to touch up on before we move to the next subject?
Just remember, game sales are down because it's piracy's fault.
Yeah, you ain't lying on that, man. But okay, I guess let's move on to the next subject. What do y'all think? How do y'all feel about the rumor of the Nintendo next gen console that possibly might come in 2016? I just heard a lot of rumors about it, and if it is true, then how is that going to affect their current consumers? Or are they going to fucking buy the system because they're going to probably feel that they got backstabbed? Even though the console might be a lot more powerful, which a lot of people is waiting on, but it's like I say, if they pull what Sega did, it might hurt them. But how do you feel about it, Dave? How do you feel?
I'm going to answer that first, if you don't mind. Well, that AMD chip that everyone's going on about reviews on YouTube for may well be AMD's answer to the NVIDIA Shield Portable. We don't know. Nothing's been confirmed. Some people were even saying that it was literally an AMD exec that came out and said that. So I wouldn't believe it, but if Nintendo does come out of a new console in 2016, I think it'd be a brilliant thing. There's no games that can really harness that power apart from Zelda. I don't know why they'd need to make a more powerful system, like a really more powerful system,
I guess because of third party, they.
But they can. No, they don't need third party. In fact, Nintendo, if they stay themselves, they can do really well. It's just they're not pumping out enough of those exclusive games when the system comes out. That's why the Wii U weren't getting those sales at first. But then Mario Kart 8, Smash Bros, all that other stuff is coming out. Zelda now, it's picking up momentum.
So do you think, like, if Nintendo make a lot of basically whenever the GameCube came out, remember when they had a lot of games, like different types of games, like different genres with the racing games?
They had an amazing multi-platform. Look at Resident Evil, the remake for Resident Evil. That is amazing. That is coming out again, finally, for these consoles.
So basically, if Nintendo basically would have had the same game library from the GameCube and basically put HD scan on it, how do you feel about it? Do you think it's gonna do you think the Wii U sales is gonna surge, or it's gonna be the same?
Yeah, it's gonna sell. I mean, look at the 3DS. People don't need the internet to enjoy the 3DS. I mean, yeah, it's a portable, but the great games like Pokemon and Zelda and all that stuff that's on there. I don't know that much about the 3DS. People like it and went out and bought it. It doesn't matter about power. I mean, look, I love the PlayStation Vita more than like the 3DS, but hands down, the 3DS is a beast when it comes to its games library. And they're not all multi-platform.
I got you. Hello, you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay. So, how you feel about it, Dave?
This whole bullshit with this new Nintendo coming out, I think people need to realize Nintendo has never dropped a console outside of 5 or 6 years. Every generation goes 5 or 6 years. The only thing that really did that recently was Xbox with the original one that went 4 years with that, and then they made the Xbox 360. I think that Nintendo hasn't even released their fucking hasn't released Zelda or anything they got coming next year. It's kind of be stupid to see them drop Zelda and Star Fox and all these games and then announce the next console. It don't make much sense.
But
third party with Nintendo, I think they have a new powerful machine would be great, but does that mean third party is just going to jump on board with a new powerful machine? The GameCube was powerful, but all third party wasn't on that. So I don't get where power is going to make a difference to where it's going to make people jump on board because third party developed for the fucking Wii.
It's all
So
about the software, man.
yeah, so I don't really get that whole power thing that's going to change third party because we already had third party in the beginning of the generation and then they left. So no, I don't think a new Nintendo console's coming. Would it be crazy for them to do that? No. I mean, but at the same time, I don't think it's coming. That's just my thoughts on it.
Okay, I
I
got
think they have to advertise. The Wii, like me and One Stop for Gamers were talking about this to a bunch of people last night. The Wii U didn't advertise. Nintendo didn't advertise the damn thing. So that's why a lot of their problems are going on with the damn thing. There's no
you.
advertisement.
Yep. Yep. Even though games like Destiny, which I'm highly disappointed in, they advertise the shit out of that game,
And
and look at the
look what
sales
happened
of
to
it.
that. Look what happened to Watch Dogs. Watch
Yeah,
Dogs sold. It was shit, but it fucking sold because they advertised it.
I got you on that. I got
That
you.
didn't hurt the Wii U. This Wii U name, that was dumb. They should have got rid of that name and named it like the Wii 2 at least, or something. You know, the name really hurt it, and the gamepad. That's what's going on with this generation. There's a lot of these, companies forcing these things on you, like the Kinect and the
Gimmicks.
gamepad, and a lot of people didn't want them. And I think that hurt them. So
Yeah.
that's just my opinion. I don't think there's one coming, but I could be wrong. You never know. It's the crazy gaming world we're in nowadays.
No, I got you. I got you. What you think about One Stop?
Um, I don't know. And if they, like, I agree with Dave. If they do, I don't see where it will hurt Nintendo at all. But you can't forget that you know they got what Zelda coming out and stuff like that. I understand the argument. I'm not 100% disagreeing with the argument about them making that's the reason why they wouldn't drop a console because they got new titles coming out. Look what they did with The Last of Us. Last of Us came out a year ago, and what they did with it a year later. They remastered it. So if you look at those, if they drop another console, which is so-called quote unquote more powerful, they can still drop those big hitters and do what with it? Remaster them on the new console. So that wouldn't stop them from dropping a console because they can milk it. They can say, oh, we can boost up the resolution, we can make the world, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think that would stop them, especially if they can see an opportunity to make money off one game twice. That probably would encourage them to do so. But I don't think it would hurt them overall if they drop another console. And if they do make it more powerful, I just like I said when me and you was talking in a party chat last night, I just think that what it would actually do for the games, it will actually give them more room to work with, like, and probably add more features to the console and make the worlds bigger. Make the graphics look a little better, make the worlds, 2-3 times bigger and stuff like that. But that is a plus. You can't hate on that. Can you imagine a Mario world that's twice as big or 3 times as bigger? You know what I'm saying? I think that'd be cool, man.
I
Man,
want
I
that
want a
golden
Mario
eye to
Galaxy
come
3
back.
with a world like that, man. I love Mario Galaxy, man.
For real.
Yeah, yeah. But what you think about it, Derek? I saw you left and you came back, man. I don't
Yeah,
know if you
my
if you
phone,
what's
my
that?
phone was tripping. My phone was tripping.
All good, man. It's all good. If you leave, you come back anytime, man. But we were just basically, talking about the damn, what the fuck we was talking about? I got a brain for it. The fuck I was talking about?
Them
Oh,
dropping a new Nintendo
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
console.
yeah, yeah. I got you. About the whole the rumor about the Nintendo going to get a new next gen console in 2016, knowing there's a lot of good games coming out in 2015 with the Legend of Zelda, Zelda coming out, the holiday, 2015 holidays. That wouldn't be kind of smart to announce a brand new console at E3 2015, knowing that one of your biggest franchise is going to get released during the holiday. So, do you think that rumor is true about Nintendo's next gen console in 2016, Derek?
I, I wanted to be false because one, I just bought a Wii U this year, and two, it's like leaving all the Nintendo fans high and dry, like, because they bought a Wii U, they actually were loyal enough to buy a Wii U, stay with you and buy your games and support you through this tough time, and then you're just gonna make a new console out of nowhere
Yeah, pull a
without putting,
Sega.
yeah, like, give us more games at least, like, give us like an extra year, like, I wouldn't mind 2017, but 2016 is too early.
I got you, man. How do you feel about the whole situation, Mr. Nick?
Well, first of all, I'm still trying to figure out how they even got new Nintendo console out of an AMD announcement. Because I heard what they said, and nowhere in there did I hear anything that said it's for Nintendo. I mean, maybe it's because I don't understand the technical or business jargon they're using, but I just didn't see how that announcement that we're working on something led to, oh, new Nintendo system coming out next year.
Review Tech USA did like a whole video on it, why he thinks it's, he's one of them that said this, and he thinks there's a new Nintendo console because of this whole thing that Miyamoto brought up. Now there is a next-gen console that they're working on. They have announced.
Yeah, I know that, but I didn't see, because I heard that. I'm like, yeah, that sounds about right. Nintendo is going to be working on a new one soon, or now for the next couple of years. But I just don't see where. I don't know. Maybe because of the timing of both. Maybe that's where people drew the conclusion. But I just don't see it.
Oh, okay. What about you, Mr. Wolflow? How do you feel about the whole situation, man? Will you be
Okay,
if
man.
you are you a Wii U owner?
I just bought one.
Okay. Oh, hell, you'd probably be pissed off if that is true. How do you feel about it, man?
Nah. You know what? First of all, I think it's another cut and paste clickbait article going around that people are going on about, and I want to give all you guys props because I think every one of you just nailed it right there. You pretty much stole everything I was gonna say on that, and yeah, that's about it, man. I mean, either way, it's not if it comes out, it's still gonna be a fairly pricey console. I wouldn't buy it at launch anyways if it was overpriced. I'd wait. So I'll easily get my money's worth out of the Wii U I just bought. So.
Yeah, I got you, man. Like, I guess that's everybody. I guess I, get my intake about it. Yeah, it will be fucked up if they will actually do something like that, man. I bought the Wii U since launch, and yes, I was fucking pissed the fuck off because when the Wii U first launched that first year, they didn't really have many Nintendo games, published games besides New Super Mario Brothers U. Even though it was they just slapped HD skin from the New Super Mario Brothers on the Wii. So, basically, we got games like, Mass Effect 3, they got that game hang out to dry, because that was fucked up how they released a trilogy on the PS3 and the Xbox 360 right alongside with Mass Effect 3 on the fucking Wii U. So that was fucked up. And you got the, what else that came out? You got the Need for Speed that came out. And of course, I believe that they did not have the same online infrastructure as the Xbox 360 and the PS3 version. It wasn't the same. No, but basically what I'm saying is it was gimped. Basically every third-party game that was on the Wii U was fucking gimped as hell. And I was frustrated because before I got my Wii U, I basically sold my 360. And I kind of felt, and I was pissed off at myself because I could have kept my 360 and bought the Mass Effect trilogy. I could have bought that shit. And it's a lot of it's fucked up, man. Like I said, man, I was frustrated, but as the second year went by, it got a lot better with the release of Mario Kart 8 and Smash Brothers, Bayonetta 2, Hyrule Warriors. Those games are fucking fun as fuck. If y'all hadn't played it, man, y'all check it out, man. Just check it out, man. But I guess anyway, let's move on from that. I want to talk about the milking. It's been a whole bunch of videos about that, like a month or two ago, about Nintendo milks the franchise too much. Microsoft, Sony milks the franchise too much. How do you
Mass
feel
Effect.
about the whole milking shit?
Mass Effect.
Yeah.
I think they're going to be a
feel about
remaster
that?
for that. I almost don't want to buy any more games. I'll just wait for the remake.
The remake, huh? Are you there, Dave?
Yeah, I'm here. I was letting Wolflow talk.
Oh yeah, go ahead, Wolf. Go ahead, Wolf.
Who's going? Is Wolflow stuff?
No, I'm done.
Okay. The whole milking thing. I think like me and One Stop for Gamers were talking about this too last night. We were talking about Mario, and the reason I think they do Mario so much is because it sells. They're gonna, if you keep buying it, they're gonna milk it. And it's like Assassin's Creed. The fucker sells. They're gonna keep giving it to you. I agree. I want to see something different, but I understand why they do it. I feel as a consumer, I want something different. I'm tired of Mario after Mario after Mario, but at the same time, I understand why they do it because people buy it. But yeah, I'm getting tired of playing the same games over and over and over. Assassin's Creed, I think, definitely ran its time. I don't think that should ever have been turned into a yearly franchise. Like, Call of Duty for me, I switched over to Battlefield. I'm more into that, so that's kind of new to me. Call of Duty's just been milked to death. I'm just tired of that. A lot of these games. But I see why they do it though. It's because of money. Money makes sense.
Mm-hmm. All right, Mr. Vixen, how do you feel about it, man?
No, not enough good ideas coming out of that games industry. They use big words like innovation, because the game is fucking playing in the rain. What the fuck? But yeah, there's not enough structure really, not enough narrative structure, nothing that makes us go, oh my god, that was a good video game. Like the way it used to back in the day. I just really think that these systems are just too casual. The PS4 and the Xbox One, they have their little, beasts of games coming out, like, Bloodborne, and you've got Forza Horizon 2. I like that game. But it's just not enough kick like there was last generation in 2009, 2010. That's just how I feel.
I got you. What about you, Derek? How do you feel about it?
Well, I think you know what I hate when people say Nintendo. They kind of do milk Mario, but like I was watching one of Next Gen's video. He was talking about releases for next year. He was like, they got Mario Party, Mario Maker, and Mario vs. Donkey Kong. How much Mario does Nintendo fanboys want? But I'm like, look at the games. Mario Party, it's a party game, Mario vs. Donkey Kong, that's kind of like a puzzle type game. You gotta control with like a toy Mario. And Mario Maker, it's like you just create your own Mario world, like a Little Big Planet. So like, it's the same IP but different ideas. So it's not really milking it.
So basically saying different genres in the Mario
different
series.
genres. You just use Mario, but different genre,
I got you. What about you, Mr. One Stop?
Yeah, like Dave was saying, we was talking about this last night, and I think that when you look at Mario Brothers, this is just my personal opinion. I think that when they make Mario over and over and over again, I agree with what Dave said that as long as they make money off it, they're gonna continue to make Marios. But I think on top of that, we have to remember that there's always going to be kids in the world, regardless. I mean, kids are born every day. Yeah. So if they're catering to the majority, they're catering to children. When you make another Mario, you're making another Mario for a different breed. Different generation of kids. So yes, we as adults might get tired of it, but who is us to try to take away something from children that's beneath us? Because think about it, we got a chance to enjoy Mario, but for us to try to sit here and tell everybody else they need to stop making Marios and say, you know what, the kids that came before us don't need to play on Mario. Who died and made them fucking king? That's not. I see it as that's not right and that's not fair to the children that's growing up under us. Let them keep making Marios. Let them children have somewhat of what we had when we was fucking kids. And people need to stop crying all the time about Mario anyway. Let them keep making Marios. If they keep making money off it, fine. But do not take away from children that didn't get a chance to experience what we had a chance to experience when we was their age. That's all I gotta say.
I got you, man. What about you, Mr. Nick? How do you feel about it?
Well, first of all, I want to expand on something that One Stop said, because I agree with him when he was saying about how, with the kids and stuff. Because I see a lot of gamers on here who seem to forget that there's going to be gamers behind us. Hello?
Yeah.
I don't know if I dropped or not. There's going to be a gamer behind us. I mean, some people think, oh, gaming is only for me and me only, and that's it. Screw everybody else. It's like, no, there's going to be, if we want this industry to continue, we need to remember the people that are going to grow up behind us. We can't be sitting here and thinking like, oh, well, that needs to go away. Because if that goes away, then, there goes the hobby altogether. You need to ease them into it. Eventually they'll grow up and play the Grand Theft Autos and the Call of Duties. That's fine, but let them work up to that. Anyway,
I got you.
As far as milking goes, just Capcom.
Yeah.
At least with like Mario games, you get a different concept and a sequel. With Capcom, it's like, well, here's Street Fighter 4. Here's Street Fighter 4 again, and again, and again. Here's
that was again, yeah, I remember that.
Again, and again. How many versions of Street Fighter how many systems did Resident Evil 4 get released on?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And how many versions of Street Fighter 5 are going to be? You know, they already announced that, and I'm like, you know, I'm not falling for it this time. I'm going to wait.
You gotta wait on it, huh?
It ain't going to end with just Street Fighter 5. You know, it's going to be Super or Turbo or Ultra or Give Us More Money Edition or whatever they want to call it. That's coming eventually, too. Probably on a semi-yearly basis.
All right, then, Mr. Nick. What about you, Mr. Woodflow? How do you feel about it?
I think we definitely need to think about who's behind us, which is those companies that are definitely giving it to us, if you know what I mean. And
Mine rate?
mine rate. But you know what? We have the power. We keep buying them. If you want to change things with your wallet. That's all it comes down to. And yeah, I'd like to see more risks taken, but you know what? When people keep comparing games all the time to something else, it's not like this game, it's not enough like this game, then they're going to keep trying to make games more like that game, like Halo. Now they're like Call of Duty.
Yeah, I got you, man. You know, oh, I didn't mean to cut you off. Are you still?
No, I'm done. That's it.
Oh, you done? Oh, okay. I'm just basically saying that with the whole entire whole situation, man, I don't know what to say about it. I just don't really know. It's fucked up, but you know. Anyway, I guess let's go on to the next subject because y'all basically said everything I was gonna say. The next subject, let's talk about the goddamn yes, once again, the Lizard Squad. Yes, the whole entire, the PSN, the Xbox Live getting hacked and shit. And I was on the podcast the other day, One Stop, for Gamer, and Dave, he was on there as well too. And sounded like One Stop, he was basically pissed off. I was pissed off too, man. I was playing Call of Duty, and all of a sudden the fucking shit shut down on me. So I was fucking pissed. So I had to go back on my campaign mode. And basically after that, and I just went to my Wii U, and I basically played my Wii U a lot more than I played my Xbox One because hell, I can't play no multiplayer, man. It was fucked up. I couldn't do shit, especially on Christmas. I was fucking pissed. But anyway, Dave, how do you feel about it, man?
Yeah, I pretty much, the whole thing, I think it was wrong for Christmas of being down. The more I talked about it with people, a lot of people said, there was people that said, okay, it's down, do something else. I understand that, but a lot of people, like I was watching a thing on the news, like, biggest gaming time of the year is Christmas. Like, that's where everybody's home playing video games. And for it to be down on Christmas, that was fucking bullshit. And they were warned about this, but at the same time, people say they can't do nothing about it, so I don't know. I felt it was wrong. I think, they should have been somewhat prepared for it, but if it's that easy for them to take down, then that's not good. We're paying all this money for some service that we never had to pay for before that they can just take down whenever they want. So I don't agree with it, but I can see where everybody's coming from on their opinions about that. But that's my part of it.
If you just look at the damn money that we spend on it, on the Xbox Live and PSN, and if you want to calculate, let's say everybody, got Xbox Live, everybody got PSN. If you want to, multiply, times how much it costs a year, for instance, basically it's $60 a year for Xbox Live, and right now the install base is at 10 million, I believe. So basically, if you multiply 60 times 10 million, that is 600. That's 600 million, basically. So how the fuck can you not pay somebody to fucking make sure that nobody won't fuck with your service? That's just money off just the fucking online, not the games, not the software, just online money. So how the fuck you cannot prevent that shit? And Lizard Squad, they basically warned us weeks in advance, and they still did it. What the fuck? How do you feel about it, Vixen?
Come on, Vixen.
Vixen's there.
Oh, we lost him for a second?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, what about you, Derek?
Well, I don't really online game, so it didn't really affect me a lot.
Uh,
But I could see, my brother was playing Call of Duty on his 360, and it was all buggy and stuff, and he was really mad. So I can see how people feel, you know.
Oh, okay. What about you, Mr. One Star? How do you feel about it, man?
I'm gonna be honest, man. I think that a lot of times when these people be making these reports and these jackasses be making these articles, a lot of times you have to understand some of these people don't have children, so they don't for one they don't give a fuck. They're just getting paid to
Yeah.
make stupid statements that they be making. Because let's be realistic. Can you imagine somebody bought a new Xbox One for their child? You know, of course you're gonna be happy, and when you hook it up, set it up, and they cannot even play the fucking game, let alone it's a brick. You really believe they'll write an article saying, "Oh, just go outside and play"? See, that's shit that boggles my mind because when I first got my Nintendo, all I thought about was that fucking Nintendo. I wasn't thinking about going outside. That shit was later. But even though I played the Nintendo all day, I still, of course, eventually went outside and played with my friends and stuff like that. So when people make stupid ass statements like, "Oh, just find something else to do," it's Christmas, motherfucker. Why the fuck would I be outside with a whole bunch of strangers when that's the time I normally we spend with our families and most likely indoors? So
Yeah.
it just boggles my mind that the people that do stupid shit like that. But anyway, back to the hack itself. I think we talked about this on my podcast, and I feel the same way you do, Real Gamer. I was pissed off, man. I found, but I wasn't. I was really pissed. I couldn't get on Xbox Live and PSN, but like I said, I got very close with the Wii U. I mean, if anything, Lizard Squad did me a fucking favor. You know what I'm saying? Got the chance to play a little bit of Bayonetta 2. I'm almost about to beat that game, which is also a good game. If y'all haven't bought it yet and you own the Wii U, you need to get it because it's actually a good game.
Man, that game
Um,
deserves to sell millions, man. I don't know why they fucking don't buy that shit. I fucking rant about Nintendo, all fanboys, period. Especially Nintendo fanboys. Yes, a lot of them do fucking, they buy Mario's, Zelda's, Donkey Kong's. But no, with a masterpiece like that, that right there really got me to want to just scratch my head why they continuously and fucking shit on third parties like that. Even though Bayonetta 2 is a second party game, but still, it's still a third party. It's still coming from third party. A lot of Nintendo fans they fucking cry about they getting GIMP ports and shit, and a masterpiece like Bayonetta 2. Right now I think the sales at like a 500,000, but it's just all the shit, all the content that they put in that game. I don't see why the game couldn't sell 1 million, man. Right now, it might sell 1 million lifetime, but right now, I don't know, man. I really don't know. I'm sorry for cutting you off, man. One stop, man. I'm sorry, man.
no,
Go
ain't no
ahead.
problem. Ain't no problem. I mean that it just goes to show you that you got to understand when you deal, especially when you're dealing with just in the YouTube community. You know what I'm saying? I know it's a very small portion of of gamers, but when you're dealing with the gaming sector of YouTube, you got to remember a lot of these dudes are trolls. They claim they go out and buy games, they support a certain system, and they really don't. And there's a lot of people that follow these jackasses, and they the same way. They might troll you in your conversation. Oh, say something stupid, but they're not even gamers they damn self, let alone support the damn brand that they pretend to support. So and on top of that, the marketing. We was talk. I know we covered this, but the marketing. Nintendo need to hire a better marketing team or something. It's not. Don't be scared to spend that money. Market the game. I'm quite sure it will sell. Sell a lot better. And I think that's part of the problem Nintendo having right now. But again, before I stop, buy Bayonetta, bitches.
I understand, man. Yeah, it's a great game, man. So, what about you, Mr. Nick? How do you feel about it, man?
Well, I'm trying to figure out their motivation. They're saying things like, "Well, we did it because we wanted families to spend time together and go and spend time together." I'm like, well, you do realize by doing what you did, there are people who had to work on fixing it and therefore spending time away from their families.
Uh-huh.
So it's kind of like, oh well, now I was expecting going to have Christmas dinner with my family. Now I got to work in this fucking shit because a bunch of fucking teenagers who can't seem to get laid are messing up the system.
Damn.
Other than
All
that,
right. What about?
I didn't. Oh, sorry.
No, you good. Go ahead.
It's like I didn't plan on going. What really bugged me about it is I didn't plan on playing online that day anyway. So I'm sitting there, I'm playing, like I said last time, I was playing Shadows of Mordor, and I couldn't get on because I couldn't sign into Xbox Live. And I'm thinking, oh yeah, there's no DRM on here at all. When I couldn't even play a single-player game that has no online whatsoever, and I still couldn't get that shit started.
Damn. That is fucked up, man. What about you, Mr. Wolflow?
Okay, well, apparently it was a DDoS, and there's not a whole lot they can do about that. And I got no respect for this Lizard Squad. I don't think anybody does, just for overloading servers like that. But I think it would be a good move for Microsoft and Sony to give something away for free because it would look good on them. And I think that as far as the online goes, I think we need to start preparing more for this. I know like your average people won't know any better, but people need to start thinking about these things in the future. Like if you buy something for your kids, go ahead, open that box up, install it ahead of time because your kid's going to thank you when he gets on and he can just play his game. He doesn't have to install for a whole day or whatever it is. And stop relying on it. And I hate that this generation, so many games are online that should not be online, like The Crew, like Destiny, so many games. And it's weird. And I think they built these systems to be online all the time. And I think we've got to watch it. And maybe that's why a lot of them are broken. But as far as the Lizard Squad, no respect for them. And
Yeah,
we need to
fuck
be more
those
prepared for this shit.
motherfuckers.
Yeah, let me just say something right quick.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
I'm starting to think because I agree with Wolf. A lot of these games is online. It also has me scratching my head because because it's Microsoft and Sony. They both are guilty of the online always games, and I agree. These systems was built around that infrastructure, and it's possible that this Lizard Squad shit could be the final push or the beginning of the final push to make them bring that DRM back and say that's the big savior that we've been missing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's easy. Like I said it before, create chaos, come back with a solution. And a lot of times, the public will beg for something that they never wanted to begin with. You know what I'm saying? And I'm thinking that I know I'm not saying this is 100% facts because I don't know. I'm just guessing, but it just seems that way that it could be that Microsoft and Sony, they both have something to do with this shit because this they got warned and we still got hit. There's something fishy about that.
Hey, One Stop, that's why I've always liked your channel because you're a revolutionary guy, and when you think about it, what's their motive here? What's the motive of the Lizard Squad?
Exactly, because when you look at it, they say that we want families to get close and all. That's bullshit. And like I even asked this question before, I said if they really felt like if they wanted to help, why they ain't attack them and come out and say we shut the servers down because they should be getting this shit for free. Y'all ripping the people off. No, we want these people to be with their families and all this horse shit. No, it's a bigger agenda that's going on that we just don't know about just yet. That's what I believe.
Yeah, I think it's something else to it, man. I don't know. So yeah, you is right, man. Something's fishy, dog. Something is fishy. I guess before we move on to the next subject, like, is there anything else y'all want to talk? I guess recap about this. What's your final thoughts about the whole entire Lizard Squad situation? Anybody got any final thoughts?
No, but I remember them by like another month or so. So for now.
Okay, is that everybody else?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
Fuck Lizard Squad.
Yeah,
Think about the children.
yeah. Now, fuck those motherfuckers. But I guess I was moving on to the next subject. What do y'all think about the whole entire console parity? And with the whole entire Assassin's Creed Unity, whenever they dumbed basically the resolution down, to basically 900p. It was 900p, and was it 30 frames per second? Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Okay, 30 frames per second. Okay, how do y'all feel about that, Dave? How do you feel about it? Was you pissed off about the console parity, even though you own a PS4?
No, I wasn't really mad about it. I mean, I understand it's wrong. I don't think they should underpower one just because the other system can't do that. But it don't really matter to me. I just play games to play games. I mean, this generation, they're coming out with so much crazy shit, like stuff I've never heard of, like just to make. Like, I don't know if Microsoft was paid that amount of money from Ubisoft, or Microsoft gave Ubisoft that money or whatever. There was so many speculations. But yeah, I think it's wrong. I think they should underpower games just for other consoles, because if that was the case, Nintendo could pay money and have all the third party underpowered and fucking they have equal games, you know? I mean, that's what Microsoft, I guess, did, right?
Oh hell yeah, boy! It was a whole bunch of fanboys pissed off about that. Oh my god! Saw
Yeah,
those goddamn trolling videos.
right?
But hey, are you finished with your top? Are you finished with it, Dave?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
What about you, Vixen? Are you back with us, Vixen?
Yeah, I'm here, man.
All right. Well, how do you feel about the whole console parity little
I
war
think
going on?
that it's not a surprise. You know, it's bad that developers, you know, like Ubisoft, try and balance things out. Not because I'm biased and I like the PlayStation 4 more than the one, but I just think that really developers, no matter what circumstances, should put all their effort into making sure that the game not only runs the best that they can, from an engineering standpoint, make it run at, but also make sure that the game actually stays running that consistently.
Yeah, I got you. I got you.
And the people need to realize that the Xbox One wasn't meant to be built to defeat the PlayStation 4 in terms of hardware. It just wasn't. It was meant to do what the Xbox has always been made for since the 360, software. But nowadays, all devices have all those features. All devices can more or less go on Skype and talk to 8 people at once. Times change, but gaming, people look for the games. That's why Nintendo and PlayStation are doing so well now, and Steam.
Okay, I got you. I got you. What about you, Mr. One Stop? How do you feel about the console port parity?
Well, I just think gamers overall was pissed off. I don't think it was just the fanboys. I think all gamers was pissed off. I think I had released my frustration on a video or two about it, because at the end of the day, a lot of individuals bought the PlayStation over the Xbox One and because of its power. And you know what's scary is, what if all developers jump on ship or follow suit, and they all say, you know what, fuck it, we're gonna just do what Ubisoft did, make them all equal. So what would be the point of even owning the PlayStation? It wouldn't even be a point.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So basically, and in terms, what would happen is, if they all run exactly the same, besides the share button, Microsoft, that would actually help Microsoft a lot, because they do have, as of right now, do have more apps and do have more things you can do. Even though I know that we could do all those same old ass features on every device known to man, it still has them on that console. So now it's like Microsoft say, you know what, let's get our hands a little dirty since we get our ass spanked. Let's just make it where there is no difference between the games. You know what I'm saying? So everybody who bought a PlayStation, they bought a PlayStation for nothing. You know, I think that's the reason why consumers, they said, oh, this one got better hardware, that's the one I want to go with. This one gonna have the games looking better, this the one I want to go with. But when you got Assassin's Creed, and not only that, it was they dumbed it down on the PS4, they also sold it broke. The game
Yeah, that was
fucking
fucked
broke.
up. That situation right there was a fucking disaster. And that's why I was fucking laughing about how the fuck Ubisoft is the runner-up game, developer of the year. Like, I'm still on that, man. I'm still fucking laughing about that,
Watch
man.
this. Watch this. The same reason why Obama won what it is, a Nobel Peace Prize, after going to war with all these different countries. That ain't peace. How the hell you give a motherfucker a award, a peace award, when they dropping bombs on motherfuckers? Like,
I don't know.
it boggles my mind, man.
That's a conspiracy, man. All right. What about you, Mr. Nick?
Well, I think using Assassin's Creed, at least the last one, as an example of parody is the worst example, because, well, look what happened to that game. I mean, if they would at least have released the game completed, finished with all its features, or that it worked, then I could see the argument. But the way they released it, whether it was on Xbox, PC, or PS4, it was the same, just broken mess on each one. So there's really no point to complain about parity for that game. That I'm just saying that game. Others might have a different argument, but as far as this one goes, it's a bad example.
All right, well, let me throw this out there. What about Black Flag? I know a lot of people might have forgot about this because when they released Black Flag, Sony the PlayStation 4 version, we had to get an update to boost up the resolution. Why? Because they tried to make them equally. The same thing they did with what the other game was, Tomb Raider. They tried that same shit.
Yeah.
Try to keep them talking about, oh, we couldn't have it. What it was, we couldn't boost up the resolution and all this. And Sony said, oh no, you know what I'm saying? I'm glad they actually stepped up on Tomb Raider. Oh no, we can make this bitch 1080p. Microsoft has been trying to do this with multiple games. You know what I'm saying? And I just think that them constantly trying to do it is really making it bad for us. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said earlier, man, people bought these consoles for their own personal reasons, and I hate the fact that Microsoft trying to use dirty tactics to try to help themselves and hurting the opposite fan base. You know what I'm saying? That shit is wrong.
I got you, man.
I can agree with that.
Go ahead.
And Tomb Raider is the better example. I mean, like I said, Ubisoft with the Assassin's Creed. But yeah, I don't really have much to say about other than that because I really haven't played an Assassin's Creed game like the first one. I played the first one. I just didn't really think that game was all that great. The game was all that great to begin with.
Oh, okay, man. I guess before, I guess I'll say a little bit. Yeah, it was, it is fucked up that the whole console parity thing. It really frustrates me that these third-party developers don't maximize the full potential of all these consoles. But you got Sony throwing a little bit of money at the publisher, or you got Microsoft especially Microsoft throwing money just to make sure they can dumb down the graphics, to their level. It's fucked up, man. Yeah, like you were saying, what's the point of buying a PS4 if all the graphics going to be the same, knowing that Microsoft got the best apps? They got the best features and everything. It's basically the Xbox One is a entertainment system. It does a lot of stuff, man. You can even talk to the piece of shit, even though it don't even respond back to you. But I'm just saying, it's fucked up, and I really hate that the people that actually bought the PS4, let's get it, let's get real. Most people bought the PS4 because it's the most powerful system.
Right. I just want to add this before I get a brain fart.
Sure,
Think about, I say, even though it's wrong, it is a smart move on Microsoft's part. Even though it's dirty as shit, it's a smart move because when you look at it, well, Microsoft when they make the games look exactly the same, Microsoft is taking away the PS4 power. When I say the power, what its strengths? It's taking away its strength. And when you take away the strength, and knowing that I got all these other features that's around it, now that makes my console stand out above yours. It's not like Microsoft is doing it to make it an even field, a playing field. They're making it where they take away Sony's strength, and now our console is actually better than yours. So that could hurt Sony a lot. If Microsoft keep throwing money around like that, it could hurt them, man. It really could in the long run.
Oh, we already know Microsoft got the money. All that goddamn money they spent just for Minecraft. We know they got the money, but like I say, man, it's fucked up that it continuously happening with the console parity. But if I had a PS4, then maybe I would have been frustrated because like basically multiplex, you get the better version, which the PS4 is the better version, and all of a sudden they dumbed the graphics down back to the Xbox One, but. It is what it is, man. And before we head to the next subject, anybody want to recap about this console parity situation, man?
I'll give my quick 2 cents. I don't like to tell these companies what to do. I think they have somewhat of an idea what they're doing. At the same time, I think that they could use this money to do better things in the long run, as far as opening up new studios instead of buying exclusive content, exclusive rights, and parity. Yeah, that's about it.
That's about it. Anybody else?
Preach on.
Hmm.
Anybody else? I guess let's move on to the next subject, man. I best want to get to exclusives. Uh, will exclusives keep all three um gaming companies afloat for the years to come? Let's start with you, Dave. I just want to know what's your thoughts about exclusive. Even though everybody knows that Nintendo got the majority of the exclusives, but for instance, for instance, if all the games share, all the systems share the same games, then what's the point of owning all three of them? So
Yeah.
basically, in the long run, if the each console got their own share of exclusives, then do you feel in the long run it's gonna still be out? How do you feel about it, Dave?
I think Sony and Nintendo would be all right. Microsoft, on the other hand, I don't think so. I think they really rely on third parties to make their games.
Hmm.
Really, when it comes down to it, whenever I think of Microsoft, I just think of Halo and Gears of War, which is both great exclusives. I like Gears of War more, but Sony'd be all right because they have their own exclusives like Uncharted and God of War, all them games, and Nintendo has a bunch of exclusives. We all know their exclusives. But Microsoft, they need to really secure some of their own IPs. I think Killer Instinct is theirs now, right?
Oh, I really don't. That's a really good question because I really don't know.
I think that's theirs now. I'm not 100% sure, but yes, I think Sony and Nintendo. Are you asking me if they would survive on their own with exclusives? Which ones would survive, or?
Yeah, yeah. Basically, if like I'm saying, like yeah, with the exclusives, like will they survive? And basically, like in the future, like since all the consoles got their own share of exclusives, will it stay, basically afloat? That's what
Yeah,
I'm saying.
Sony and Nintendo. I don't think Microsoft would. That's just my
You don't
opinion.
think Microsoft would?
No.
Okay, in that case, then how do you think if with Sony's exclusives and with Microsoft exclusives and with Nintendo exclusives, let's say they all got their exclusives, and on top of that, everybody got the same third-party treatment with the exact same power. Then how do you think who will win out?
I don't know. That could be if everybody had the same power and they all got third-party games. If Nintendo fans actually went out and bought third-party, I think Nintendo would dominate the market. Um, because they have a lot of exclusives. Sony has some great ones too, but Nintendo just has a ton of exclusives. They'd be like the Super Nintendo days. But I'm I don't know. Sony has some really good exclusives too. I like, but I think Nintendo, if they had the equal power and the gamers went out and bought their games like third party, I think Nintendo would probably be doing. They would be dominating. But that's just my thoughts.
Okay, okay. What about you, Mr. Vixen? How do you feel about it, man? You there, Vixen?
Is that
Vexing. Hold on, he probably stepped out.
All right. I guess that's we come back to it. What about you, One Stop?
Um, Same power. Okay, first question. I'm gonna see exclusives. Would they be able to survive? What the question was? Would they be able to survive with only exclusives?
Would they survive on? Yeah, 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 yeah. Like, would they survive only with exclusives? Yes.
Nah, I don't think now, none of the three will be able to survive with just exclusives. They would have to bring more than that. You know what I'm saying, to the table. I think they equally. Well, I mean, they all probably would still be in the markets, but there'll be a. I think that, well, actually, if it was just exclusives, yeah, I would have to lean towards Nintendo.
Uh,
If it was just an exclusive race, then I lean towards Nintendo. Probably Sony in second and Microsoft in third when it comes to exclusives. Because like Dave said, Halo and Gears of War, which pretty much I like the older versions of the older the older Halo games. Gears of War, I like the older Gears of War. I mean, I'm kind of waiting on the new one, see how that one turns out. But if it was just exclusives, I think Nintendo, Sony, then Microsoft. But if to your second question, if they all had the same power and they all had the same third party support and the exclusives,
hmm
again, I have to lean towards Nintendo because man, Nintendo when they come with them exclusives, man, we all know what they do. You know what I'm saying? Them things they sell, and they're full games, and that people support them, and shit can take off. You know what I'm saying? And Sony. Now I don't know. It'll be kind of close too because Sony have a lot of exclusives, and they have a large variety of games. So that kind of stand out too. So I think that'll be a nice little battle with Nintendo and Sony in that aspect. But
They got a lot of exclusive. If they bring back Crash Bandicoot, Twisted Metal, remember Parappa the Rapper? I used to like when I was a kid. You know, if they bring those types of games back, Fighting Force, bring all that shit back. Hey, I'll be a Sony pony.
But a lot of people got to remember this too. What market are we in nowadays? Like this year? What mainly came out? It was third-party games. Like that's a big part of the market. I know the question was if would exclusive survive, but really look at what came out this year: Shadow of Mordor, Dragon Age Inquisition, the Crew, all these games. Those are all like third-party games. Third party's big. People got to realize that too. It'd be a different market without third party. I don't necessarily know if a lot of people would game as much. I mean, if there wasn't third party.
Yeah, I agree. I think that you don't think that it's a good chance that Microsoft might have underestimated Sony just a little bit in terms of power or how better the games would look on the PS4 when it came to third party. Because it seems to me that Microsoft was banking on their name alone to sell consoles. They thought, well, we're Microsoft, we're Xbox. Our fans are gonna buy the console. But if you remember when the games first started dropping, people quickly noticed how much better they looked at on the PS4. So I know this ain't my podcast, but I wanted to hear y'all thoughts. Do y'all think that Microsoft might have underestimated the competition a little bit?
Well, I just like I said earlier, I just think, when Nintendo brought the Wii U out first, it kind of forced Microsoft and PlayStation to bring theirs out. And the PlayStation, I think that their console was more ready than Xbox One, because of course, they basically wanted to share the same power or have better specs than the PS4, but it was a last minute thing, and they was basically forced to do it.
Yeah, okay.
They weren't perfected. They didn't perfect the Kinect to do what they wanted it to do.
Right.
Like it came out like half done. That's why it really looked bad on their behalf.
Yeah, okay. I agree with that.
Okay, I got you. Okay, we kind of got off topic. What about you, Nick? How do you feel about the if it was just only exclusives only, man? How do you feel about it?
Well, Nintendo's pretty much been surviving off of exclusives only for the past like 4 systems, when you really think about it. But as far as Sony goes, I'm not sure, because there are some successful franchises they have, but you gotta remember the PS2. There are a lot of new ones they came up with that failed miserably, and the studios that made them had to be closed down and sold off. And their games like what was that one game, Starhawk or whatever? They didn't advertise it, didn't really sell it well, and even like PlayStation All Stars, that the company that made that pretty much went under quickly after the game came out. It was not the they were advertising it as, oh, this is gonna be the Smash Brothers killer, and it clearly wasn't.
Yeah, yeah, I remember that crap.
I don't see any sequels to that game coming out anytime soon. And there are a lot of other ones too. I don't remember the name of them. That's how easily forgotten they were. Nobody played them at the time. So like people say Nintendo gamers don't buy a third party, but a lot of Sony players don't buy first party. Other than Uncharted and God of War, yeah, those been successful, but that's still a small percentage compared to some of the other exclusives they try to come out with, especially for the PS3.
Okay, I got you. Is Vixen? Is he still with us?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. How do you feel about it, man? About if Nintendo, if all 3 systems just rely on exclusives?
I don't think they should. I think there should be some killer iconic games that, make people think, oh yeah, that was definitely the PS3 or the Xbox 360, that kind of thing. I just don't. I think there was too many exclusives on the PS3, but there were some really good ones. And I like the exclusivity. It makes you feel like you know, it's like when you buy an exclusive Audi, you're like, oh, I know that feature's only on this car. That's brilliant. I know exactly what I bought and what was coming for it. You know.
Okay, I got you. I got you. What about you, Mr. Woodflow? How do you feel about it?
Well, believe it or not, I'm looking most forward to Sony exclusives just by a hair over Nintendo, and then I also am interested in quite a few PC and Xbox exclusives as well. But thing is, exclusives, they really throw that term around these days, but there's so many different exclusivities. There's like timed exclusives, there's PC exclusive. It's kind of a broad term nowadays, but just pure exclusives, I kind of like the Sony ones, but that's just my personal opinion. It's all subjective, this thing. So I think I like their different variety as well. That's the whole thing. That's what appeals to me. But it's good that they have that for sure.
I got you. I got you. I guess before we get off this topic, do y'all have any final thoughts about this before we head to the next topic?
No, I'm alright on that.
Yeah, we good. We good. Keep it moving.
All right. Derek, you finally back, man. You good, man?
Yeah, I had to do some things, and my phone again was tripping up.
No, it's all good, man. Before we head to the next subject, I'm gonna ask you this question right quick before you head to the next subject. How do you feel if all three consoles have their own exclusives with no third party? How do you think? How do you feel about that? And do you think will they survive?
I think I don't think they would survive for a long time. I think only Nintendo would really be the only one with a fighting chance because they live. Look, especially the Wii, it only lives on exclusives. Because when people buy Xbox, they're gonna buy it for Call of Duty and Madden. Those games are on there. Like, why are you gonna buy it for then? You know, same thing for PlayStation.
Yeah, but I don't mean to cut you off, but you guys really got to think of this too. How many people are on a PS4 right now, and how many people are on a Wii U? Do you think those people are going to switch over to Nintendo? Like, really think of that. Like, do you think I know Nintendo has like more exclusives and all that, but a lot of people still at the same time don't like those exclusives. Am I right
Yeah,
or wrong on that?
Yeah, you're right about that because a lot of them think that Nintendo still hadn't grown up, still putting out kiddie games, and basically
yeah, I don't.
people, huh?
Oh, sorry, you keep talking. Sorry about that.
No, I'm just basically saying, like, basically, I heard this a whole bunch of times. I was a Nintendo fan when I was a kid. I grew up from Mario. I grew up from Donkey Kong. I grew up from Legend of Zelda and all that. It's the same that they said that they are Nintendo fans, but they're not true Nintendo fans. Those are wannabes. That's just my opinion. But yeah, go ahead,
Yeah,
Derek.
like
Go ahead, and finish up, man.
yeah, like I know people who don't want to know because you played that Pikmin game or you got that Donkey Kong game, but when you show up Mario Kart, like, oh, I love that Mario Kart and stuff. I love that. Like, they just like they're not like they're trying to be mature, but at the same time they're immature because they want to be adult like and they can't play games with bright colors. There has to be some action or shooting in them.
Yeah, basically, like having more genres. That's basically what it's boiled down to.
Hmm.
Just like there's no basketball game in the Wii U, no
Yeah,
math,
like
no.
I love NBA 2K. That's one of my favorite like game franchises right there. Like I got it for the 360. I play that hours and hours. Like I wish Nintendo had that.
Yeah, it'd
They
be
like
nice, no. There's no
it would
racing
be nice.
games. Only racing game that I know is coming on the Wii U is Project Cars, which coming out I don't sometime next year. Even though it was supposed to came out this November, but I guess since Drive Club and Forza came out, I guess they pushed them over to releasing theirs next year. And basically, y'all remember when Nintendo was first, basically the piece. It was basically the Xbox 360 and the PS3 was first announced. Then they dropped those and put it on the PC and the Wii U. Then they all of a sudden announced the Xbox One and the PS4. Then they pushed the Nintendo Wii U to the side and basically say it's going to come out sometime next year, and that pissed off a lot of Wii U fans. And it was fucked up because Nintendo, they don't have a race game. That's kind of fucked up for them to push them to the side, knowing that a lot of Wii U owners are starving for a racing game. They don't have no racing game. If you want to, I don't know if y'all want to count Mario Kart, but I'm talking about like a realistic racing type game, which the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One currently has. So I just it's like I said, if they had more genres, basically
Yeah,
more.
like I think Nintendo, like yeah, I
Go
think
ahead.
that since Nintendo they're lacking the sports games, like for shooting, they're finally getting Splatoon, like finally got a shooter in the console,
It's a unique shooter.
and like we need a football. Yeah, we need a football game. We need a baseball game. We need a soccer game. Like that's why I think they should make a Nintendo type. Like make a Mario Sluggers 2. Make another Mario Strikers. Give us a we're craving like a baseball game, but we don't got one on there. Make another Mario Sluggers because I love Mario Sluggers. That's like one of the best sports games I ever played, and I wish they made a sequel for the Wii U.
Why another Mario sports game, though? I mean, why don't they make more extreme sports games across the board, like skateboarding, BMX, ATV, all that stuff, man?
Because when what are little kids gonna see when little kids see Mario? Like I wanna it's to so people can buy it. That's the only reason people can buy it.
Yeah, because
That's
Mario sells, and you can put Mario face on a terrible game, it's still gonna sell.
Yeah, it's
That's-
gonna
that's-
put Mario. That's why all the sports games have Mario because that's everybody loves Mario. That's why there's no Donkey Kong tennis or Star Fox tennis. It's Mario tennis. Mario Soccer.
You still there? You kind of breaking up. You still there?
Yeah, I'm still here. I just finished.
Oh, okay. Okay, is there anybody else want to, a recap before we head to the next subject?
I just want to say I would totally play Star Fox Tennis.
Star Fox Tennis? Wow.
No, there's no such thing as Star Fox. I'm like, I play it. It was thing.
I got you. All right, guys. I guess let's go to the next subject. This been kind of bothering me because since Uncharted 4 is coming out, of course on PS4, which I will own pretty soon, and I never played Uncharted before. So what I want to do is buy a PS3 and catch up on the series, but it costs too goddamn much. So
Oh yeah, I know.
do
Yeah.
y'all feel that last gen console is still too much?
Dude, bro, you can.
Let's start with you, Dave.
Yeah,
How do you feel about last gen?
if you buy it used.
A remastered of the Uncharted. I just want to put that out there before you go out and buy a PS3. I know you don't want to buy. I know people don't like remasters, but they're remastering all the Uncharteds. I think that's been confirmed.
You think so?
I think I'm almost 100% that was one that worked. Am I right, Big Dread? Or no?
Yeah, they remaster it. Yeah, they remastering I think the all the old ones.
Yep.
Like they did the Master Chief shit.
Mhm.
So just hold your money a little closer to your pockets. Just chill out. You don't gotta buy no PS3 just yet.
They're making. So you're asking me, what was the question?
Okay, do y'all feel that the last gen consoles still cost too goddamn much, even though the new generation has been out for over a year? Well, with the Wii U, 2 years.
Well, yes, I do agree that these things are way too much. I think the PS3 is still in the 200 area, somewhere around there. It's way too much. And that's another funny thing. People think that I'm going back to Nintendo, I know I'm going a little off topic. You mean to tell me Nintendo's going to come out with another console and they still got last generation going on? Not Nintendo. I'm saying PS3 and Xbox 360. All these generations are still going on. That's another reason I don't believe in this new Nintendo. Just saying. But yeah, I don't. This whole thing with the what was it? What was the exact question again? So I'm answering this right.
No, like, do you feel that even though the new generation been out for over a year, with Nintendo Wii U 2 years, do you feel that, like I said, do you feel that does it still cost too much to buy a brand new PS3, Xbox 360? Well, I feel that it is too goddamn much. The reason why they still pumping out games for it's obvious. It's the install base. It's the install base. They fucking greedy. They won't let go. They need to let go. Let it go.
Drop there, but the thing is, you got a lot of people got to realize you got people just now buying a PS3. They didn't even have it to them. I mean, and and they're going to be getting a PS. They don't even have a PS4 yet, or Xbox One, or Wii U, and that's why these consoles are still at these prices, because they can get it for that. That's why. But I agree, they should be a lot cheaper than what they are. I mean, even though they're offering a million bundles, but it's still $200 something for a PS3. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, because maybe honestly I think they might stop developing games for maybe a year from now or less than a year. That's what I'm thinking. Maybe one more year.
They're going to keep going on. They
You
said
think
they
so?
got more. Yeah, they stated they want them past 2016 for the
Are you
PS3.
serious?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
That the whole generation thing. Like, everybody wants this generation to end. Last generation's still fucking going on. So how's this one going to end, and we're going to get into another one?
That's why I basically said about this new console generation, how disappointed I am. That has a lot to do with last gen. It's kind of getting away. That's just how I feel.
Mm-hmm.
But how do you feel? Go ahead, Dave.
Saying that's my answer to the whole thing. Yeah, I think it's ridiculous they're still selling them for those prices.
Yeah, it is, man.
But that's all I got.
Why is he standing in the middle of the room doing nothing?
Yo, hello.
Is who goes next?
What do you think? One stop?
Yeah, I agree. I think that the prices are still ridiculous. If it was up to me, not only that I'd drop the price of the console, I'd make the games cheaper for the old consoles too. Because think about it, I mean, we pay between $60 and $64 for brand new games this generation. Why the hell is they still charging the last generation $60 per game? At least $50 a game. You know what I'm saying? Something. But yeah, I agree, man. The prices of the last generation consoles is pretty ridiculous. They need to drop them prices.
Well, I'll give my sense on this. I think that people need to consider that a lot of these developers aren't made of money. A lot of them are actually going under, and they've been developing games for the last system for a while, and they haven't come out yet because they're working hard to finish them. They don't have all the resources that these other AAA companies have. So I'm looking forward to a whole ton of PS3 games that are still to come. And if anyone can get a PS3 for like under $100 used, which you can easily get, I think it's well worth it because you're going to get so many bargain bin deals and you can just stock up now. I mean, some of us don't have as much money as others, so I think it's a good idea. If you're going to go to the store and buy it full price, you're a sucker. That's the way I see it. I know people won't like my opinion, but that's just my opinion.
Yo, we can't hear you, real gamer. No, the answer is no. We can't hear you.
Yeah, I don't hear.
Yeah, but yeah, I agree with you, man. A lot of these companies is kind of struggling a little bit, so it is understandable. But I also agree with Real Gamer too. The install base have a lot to do with it. It's so many Xboxes, Xbox 360s and PS3s that's still out there, and it's not just that they're out there; they're still profitable. They're still making a profit from it, and that's what motivates the developers to keep the last gen intact as long as they possibly can, so they can make as much money as they can.
Yeah, as long as they keep making money on all this shit, they're gonna keep giving you remasters. They're gonna keep selling the PS3 at $200 and something. They're gonna keep the generation going still from last generation. It's all about money.
Exactly.
But yeah, I think what Real Gamer, you might have to back out and back in. I think that's what happened.
But if he the host, would it shut down his live feed?
What I would do is I would sign in with my phone, and then if he's not already on his phone, and then just fix your PC, like log out of your PC. That's what I do when this happens. Once it's still going, I think he has to end it. I don't think him signing out will end it because this has happened in my podcast before.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll get with my phone. Him.
So what y'all think? I'm gonna just start another conversation until you figure it out. What y'all think about I don't know if y'all heard about the IRS auditing Microsoft. Y'all heard about that?
I haven't.
They've been sued by the IRS, Microsoft.
What is it over?
Huh?
What is it over?
I don't money. I guess they not paying their bills, man. They not paying their bills. Microsoft, I don't know all that buku money they got. I don't understand why they can't pay their bills. Cause remember I made a video a while back. Matter of fact, I think I titled it "Xbox Can't Pay Their Bills," and it was funny that they was not paying their employees on time, and and people was like trying to figure out why they was not getting paid. And and I was telling people even then, I say it must be something bigger going on than what